Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey, just going to bring up something really quick that I found a couple days back doing this show, Into the Microcosm, with Jimmy, John, and we listened to this top 10 craziest things Charlie Manson has ever said video. It's on YouTube, Watch Mojo, you can find it on Vimeo too. And it's basically ABC, it's a compilation. It was on ABC, A&E, and a bunch of other things. But it's this top 10 list. There's several interviews. There's one by Diane Sawyer and this other girl I don't really recognize, but I've seen the interview. It was like the 40th anniversary or something. They did that one. But anyway, we're going to go over a couple things he does here, because what caught my eye was a couple things. So let's play a little bit of it first. Get the premise here. I don't play too much of it. Just want to get to the highlights, but so you know what we're looking at. It's a
Dangerous Thoughts. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 craziest things Charles Manson has ever said.
And now everything that derives from this is going to be all my fault. I'm coming back because of Orlando. Where does the buck stop?
Before we begin, we publish new...
Yeah, so those faces he made was the first thing that I noticed, actually. So if we go back and look at that, he does that a little later on. Let's go up here where he's doing it. Yeah, right here. So here he is coming into prison. Let's watch this.
A reporter tries to get to the center of this notorious figure, asking Manson to sum himself up in a sentence.
Tell me in a sentence who you are.
Following a series of bizarre facial expressions that would make Jim Carrey jealous, the snickering Manson replies with one word.
Nobody.
An awkward...
Okay, now when I saw that, the first thing I thought of was pantomime. Like the old pantomime, like the Greek theater, Roman pantomime. There was a single dancer and they had these face masks, and they used the series of masks through the act. And that's the origin of those masks we see in the Actors Guild and stuff like that, right? So saw his faces he made. This is kind of what we're looking at, right? Pantomime. There's some Greek ones. There's a bigger picture, I think. Yeah, I mean, it goes way back. It's like the source of acting, right? But when you watch the video, let's watch that again. Just think of those masks.
Enigma. In this interview, a reporter tries to get to the center of this notorious figure, asking Manson to sum himself up in a sentence.
Tell me in a sentence who you are.
Following a series of bizarre facial expressions that would make Jim Carrey jealous, the snickering Manson replies with one word.
Nobody.
An awkward...
Makes me think of Ira Stark, right? The girl is no one. Yeah, so what is this exactly, right? I mean, does he have too much time on his hands in prison and sit in front of the mirror all day making expressions? I mean, I guess he could, but I don't think so. It looks like he had some acting formal training, and that's another weird thing about Manson, right? So a little farther on, what really got my attention, is actually kind of a big deal, is let's see where it is, what he says here. Okay, right about here. He speaks gibberish. And she sets it up, the lady doing the commentary here, just to make it sound like he's bonkers, but there's more to it. We're going to point that out here. Hold on.
Charles Manson speaks gibberish. By now, you've more than likely noticed that most of the things Charles Manson says are difficult to analyze. However, this statement is so out there that it could be mistaken for an alien speaking another language. In the aforementioned interview with Heidi Schulman, Manson turns the tables and starts asking the questions.
But yet you want to come and say, do you feel blame?
We have no idea what Manson meant by that last question, but the gibberish that follows is even more incomprehensible. Is Manson mocking the reporter, or did he just turn into one of the Looney Tunes?
You feel like Bruce about referendums? Get friends,
Honestly, neither explanation would surprise us.
Why don't you blame the little babies?
Okay, as soon as I saw that, me and Jimmy both recognized it. He's talking backwards right there. And they just totally missed it. How they missed it in the interview. You have people, producers, watching the interview. They could have the access to the tools to go back and play it backwards easy enough, right? Reverse it. It never did. And yeah, he's definitely saying things there. Now, what he does, he makes like a aping sound, like like an ape or a monkey, or not that way a monkey, more like a gorilla sound, right? When he speaks back, but that's like the punctuation between the lines he says in between, and they're pretty clear. So what I'm gonna do, it's the same audio we just listened to, and I'm gonna load this up. Okay, so this is live time, and audio. You get audio pareidolia rather. A lot of times for people, I hate when they do this. They'll tell you what it says first, and then play it back, so it plants a seed in your mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it play for itself. But keep in mind the aping sound is what breaks the lines up. Think of it like a telegraph, where they used to go, break, right, in the telegraph. So every time it goes, like a gorilla, that's a break. And then the next line is something backwards. He says 3 sentences. So pay attention. I'm going to play it live time twice. I'll count down, and then we're going to slow it down and play it back forward again. Okay, here we go. So live time backwards. Okay, so I forgot to do the countdown. Let me do the countdown again. Same live time. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay. So it sounds pretty clear to me, but we're gonna slow it down to 80% and hear a little bit better. I like it at 90% actually, but we're gonna go 80%. So here we go. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Okay, we're going to go to 50%. This is a free app on the iPad. I'm just playing with my iPad, playing it back. So 50% I think is too slow. The way his cadence has to be faster so you can really understand it. But we're going to go all the way as slow as we can for the benefit of some people who may maybe hear it better. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, but by now you got a pretty good idea, at least a couple of those sentences, I think. And that's definitely legitimately talking backwards, I think completely on purpose. So this is it forward. I'm just going to play it with the iPad. It's from this exact clip.
Me tunes. You feel like Bruce Bob Ruff get fresh.
And then live time back one more time. All right, so I'm gonna break those up again in a minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the print what I think it says, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of people agree. Go ahead and let's try this. I'm gonna show how hard it is, or maybe how easy it is actually, to say something backwards. So it may not be perfect every time, even when you know what you're saying. That's why this is so impressive to me personally when I listen to this, because he obviously knew what he was doing to say those words backwards. But so if I pretend to have a friend for the demonstration purposes from Northern Europe called Neerwolf, think of Beowulf or something, Neerwolf. So my friend Neerwolf, right, and he has an accent. So he says, "It's a name you learn. It's a name you learn," right? Instead of saying it's a name you learn, it's almost like a parrot, right? It's a name you learn. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to record that on the same app right here and play it right back. Okay. I'm going to say it 3 times and then I'll play backwards 3 times. So I'm going to say, here we go. I'm going to record it. So hold on. Neerwolf says, "It's a name you learn." Neerwolf says, "It's a name you learn." Neerwolf says, "It's a name you learn." Okay, I'm going to play that back. Check this out.
Early man says forward. Early man says forward. Early man says forward.
So I'm trying to say Charlie Manson says forward. I know what I'm trying to say, and that's the best it comes out. So for him to come out as clear as it does and say what he said, I'm going to go ahead, instead of doing to make it brief, been talking enough, I guess, and save me some time editing, because I'm going to make a good video, a quality one, about a lot of other things about Charlie Manson. So let me just say what I think he says, and I should heard it enough times. We'll go back. I'm going to load it up again, so I have to give me a second to load it up. Okay, so I'm going to play it live time. Okay, oops, wrong one. That's just part of it. This one.
Me too. You feel like Bruce Bob Vanished, get Vanished,
Okay, that's forward, then backwards. Okay. She's going to forget to say I didn't do it. And it's going to do the ape sound. She's going to forget to say I didn't do it. It's a scam, right? Ask again if I was on mind control LSD. So, she's going to forget to say I didn't do it. It's a scam, right? Ask again if I'm mind control LSD, excuse me. Here. Sounds pretty clear to me, and hopefully you guys had heard it before I had the suggestion and you get the pareidolia effect from it. I'll do a much better, higher quality video later, but I think that's enough to get you started. And I think there's probably a lot more things Manson said and done over the years that are coded. And it makes you really wonder if he was something more than just a 106 IQ guy that was a lifetime criminal, or if maybe he was trained, somewhere. More later, more to come. Thanks for watching, guys.